Hello grade 9s, let's revise this 2016 mathematics paper 1 together. So we are only going to do question 1 up to question 10 in this video. So starting with question 1, how many significant figures are in the number 0.07020? Well, for this one, the information that we need to know is zeros that appear between non-zeros are significant and zeros that appear after non-zeros are significant. So in this case, the zero that is between 7 and 2 is significant, and the zero that is after 2 is significant. How about the first three zeros? 0.00, so those are not significant. So this means we only have 4 significant figures, that is 7020. And for question 1, the answer is B. Moving on to question 2, find the value of 10 minus, in brackets, negative 3. So here we just need to work out this 10 minus negative 3. We start with the signs. So this is negative times negative. The signs can multiply there to give us positive. And then we just write 3. 10 plus 3 gives 13. Positive 13. So the answer is D. Question 3. Given that P is equal to 4 and Q is equal to negative 3, find the value of P minus 2Q. So P minus 2Q, this is just a matter of substitution. P is represented by 4. So we're going to write 4 minus 2Q, means 2 times on Q we put negative 3. And again here, this is just a matter of multiplying signs. Negative times negative will give positive. So this is 4 plus 2 times 3, that gives 6. And when we add 4 plus 6, that gives 10. Positive 10. And the answer is A on question 3. Going to question 4. Which of the following is an irrational number? So for the options given, A, B, C, D, we've got 1 irrational number and 3 rational numbers. A is an irrational number. Why is it so? This is because pi has never ending digits, so that are neither recurring nor terminating. Okay, never ending digits, and it cannot be expressed as A over B as a fraction. So the answer is A on question 4. For B, square root of 4. Square root of 4 can be expressed as equal to 2. We know that square root of 4 is 2, and that one is a terminating number. It is just a whole number, 2. And then for C, 1.01, that one is a terminating decimal. Then D, 2 over 5, that is already a fraction. We said rational numbers can be expressed as fractions, A over B. So the answer here is A. Going to question 5. Question 5 reads, the diagram below shows the x or y plane with a shaded region. So we've seen the shaded region starting from 2 there and below in terms of y. Which of the following inequalities describe the shaded region? Working out the solution, we are going to start by looking at the type of line that is at y equal to 2 there, because that's where the shading is starting from. So the type of line there is a dotted line, and what that means is the points on that line are not part of the solution. Now the shading itself is in terms of y, so this means that we're going to rule out the options A and B and concentrate on C and D. So going to the option C, C reads y is less than 2. Of course, y is less than 2. Why are we saying so? This is because the point itself, y equal to 2, is not part of the solution due to the nature of the line. So this means we're just looking at the points of y, or the values of y that are less than 2. Then D reads y is greater or equal to 2. Here we ruled out y equal to 2. And the shading does not represent points that are greater than 2 in terms of y. The points that are shown here are all less than 2. So that's why we are choosing C as the answer on question 5. So C is our correct answer. Moving on to question 6. Question 6 reads, the figure below is a net of A. So there are 4 options there: cylinder, cone, pyramid, prism. So here the best answer is cone. This is because a cylinder, the net for a cylinder only involves a rectangle and 2 circles. For pyramid, well, for pyramid, it depends with the type of pyramid that you're talking about. If you're talking of a square base pyramid, then you have a square and 4 triangles. For D, prism, well, this is not about prisms. Okay, also for prisms, it depends on the type of prism that you're talking about. Say, for example, triangular prism, it has got different features, okay, that are not like what we've been given here. So the correct answer is B. This here is for a cone. If you fold the semicircle following the circumference of that circle, this will give you a cone. Then we've got question 7 here, which reads, Mrs. Fuenya invested 860 kwacha zirongwe at a rate of 7% simple interest per annum. After how many years is the interest going to be 301 kwacha zirongwe? So here we need to do a bit of working. To calculate the number of years, we are going to use the formula for calculating simple interest, which is I equal to P R T. So now on interest I, we are going to write 301. Then this is equal to, on principal P, we are going to write 860. This was the amount that was invested. Then times rate. On rate, we are going to put 7%, so which is 7 over 100. Then times, on T, we will put time. This is what we want to calculate, the number of years. Then we are going to simplify. On 100, we can simplify 1 0 there with the other 0 that is on 860. And then we can introduce over 1 on the left side and then cross multiply. So 301 is going to multiply with 10. This gives 3010, which is equal to 1 times 86 times 7 times t. This gives 86 times 7 times t. So I won't get the actual answers from that multiplication. I'll just show it like this. Then to get t, we simply divide by 86 times 7. Also on 3010, we divide by 86 times 7. So 86 into 86 gives 1, 7 into 7 gives 1, 1 times t is simply equal to t. So then 86 can go into 3010. So 86 into 3010, that gives 35. And then 7 into 7 into 35, that is 5. So 5 is equal to t, which we can write also as t equal to 5 years. So the correct answer on question 7 is C. Going to question 8, simplify a to the power 8 times b to the power 3 over a to the power 3. On question 8, what we're just going to do is, we have noticed that the variable a is dividing there, okay, and if we have same bases dividing, this means that for the powers it will be subtraction. So what we'll do is keep the base a and subtract the powers. So when you have division of bases, just simply keep the base and subtract the powers. So this will be to the power 8 minus 3, then times b to the power 3. Now this is equal to a to the power 8 minus 3. This is just a to the power 5 times b to the power 3. And then we can combine these because that's multiplication. So this is just a to the power 5 b to the power 3. And this is on C, question 8. So that's what we get on C. So going to question 9. Question 9 is about matrices. It reads, what is the order of matrix D? So matrix D has 2 rows. The first row has 1, 3, 1. The second row has 2, 4, 0. If you talk of columns, there are 3 columns. So for order, we take note of the number of rows multiplied by number of columns. So now, in this case, there are 2 rows and 3 columns. So the answer is D. So we cannot add the number of rows and the number of columns, in this case, to get 5. That is on A. No, that's the wrong answer. Even multiplying 2 times 3 to get 6 on B, that's also a wrong answer. So even C there, 3 times 2. So that means 3 rows, 2 columns. That's not what we have. So what we have is 2 rows, 3 columns. Then the last question, a footballer scored the following number of goals: 1, 0, 2, 2, 0, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2 in 10 matches. What was the median score? So to get the median score, we arrange numbers in ascending order or descending order. So I'll choose to arrange these numbers in ascending order. So starting with the smallest, which is 0, so 0, then another 0, there are 2 of them. Then if I go to the next number 1, there's 1 and another 1, so 2 of them. Then 2, so 2's, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then for 3, there's just 1 3, and then for 4, there's also just 1 4. And then we match the numbers. We start with 0, that will match to 4, and then 0 will match to 3, 1 will match to 2, 1 will match to 2. So in the middle, we have 2 numbers, which is 2 and 2. So when you get 2 numbers, you just simply add them and divide by 2. So this will just basically give us 2. So we add them, 2 plus 2, divide by 2, which is 4 on top, divide by 2, which gives 2. So the answer is B on question 10. So thank you so much for following through as I solved these questions.